welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed this cool intro, and I'm going to start this video by debunking 3 common myths about knife sharpening. Myth number 1. Honing steel sharpens knives. Honing steel, this thing that comes in many kitchen sets, knife sets, does not sharpen your knives, it only polishes them. Myth number 2. Sharp knives cause more injuries.
Wrong.
It's easier to cut yourself with a dull knife rather than with a sharp knife. Myth number 3. It's so hard and time-consuming to sharpen knives. Again, wrong. In this video, I will share with you some basic knowledge about knife sharpening. And after that, you will be able to sharpen your knives
Like a professional chef.
Okay guys, there are many types of sharpening stones, but the most common are oil stones and whetstones. Whetstones, obviously you need to soak them in water at least 45 minutes before you start sharpening, and they are cheaper and easier to handle, but they will not last as long. On the contrary, the oil stones will last longer, but they are more expensive and, to be honest, not that common. So, in this video, we'll be talking about whetstones. If you've done a bit of a research on the subject, you might have noticed that sharpening stones also vary by numbers. And those numbers represent the level of grits present on the stones. In other words, how harsh or smooth those stones are. The rule of the thumb here is, the duller your knife, the lower should be your starting grits level. So, for example, here I have a stone divided in 2 sections. The lower section has 240 grits. So I always start with this one. I sharpen my knife on this side, and then I turn to 800 and polish it. As I have already mentioned, those whetstones are really messy. So you start with setting up your station, and make sure that you use some kind of old towel that you will never need again, because it will be almost impossible to clean it. Then you put some kind of stand on top of your towel to hold your stone, and we start with a lower grit stone. Like this. Okay, so our sharpening stone is stationed. Now, take your knife, and for the health and safety purposes, turn it around with the blade facing outwards from you, so you don't accidentally cut yourself. Now, put it on the stone like this, and turn it to 20 degrees angle with the blade touching the stone. If you have trouble determining what 20 degrees angle is, put 2 coins like this, and that will represent approximately 20-25 degrees. And take them out, because you won't be able to sharpen with them. Hold your knife firmly, position it over here, take your 3 fingers, put them here near the blade but not touching it, and put some pressure. Don't put any pressure on this hand. All the pressure should go on your fingers, pressing the blade towards the stone. And start sharpening, like this. Once you're done with this section of the knife, move it a bit and move your fingers. And continue like this, sharpening all the way until the tip of the knife. In order to sharpen the tip of your knife, use your 2 fingers and put some pressure and sharpen like this by turning the knife. Once you're done with one side of the knife, change your hands and do exactly the same thing on the other side. And make sure that you keep your stone wet. At this stage, you will notice that some grits are forming on the blade of your knife and on the stone, and they're becoming dirty. And that's a good sign. It means that your knife is sharpening. Assuming that you are done with sharpening both sides of your knife, now it's time to move to a higher grits level. In my case, I'm moving from 240 grits to 800. And do the whole thing again. Both sides. Okay guys, using 2 stones is just enough for the basic sharpening. I also have another stone in my collection with 2 more grits, 6000 and 1000. I mean, the other way around. 1000 and 6000. And I usually use them as well for more perfect results. But if you don't have them, don't worry, 2 stones is just enough. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Once you're done with sharpening, it's time to use the honing steel to polish your knives. And use it every time you cut something. And when you use the honing steel, the same method applies as when you use the sharpening stone. 20 degrees angle from the steel, except for the fact now you can actually turn the blade towards you, and don't be afraid because there are stoppers usually here, so you will not cut yourself. And do like this, changing the sides, once on one side and then on the other side, and then change the angles. Very easy, easy peasy. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to subscribe and like my video if you want to support me, and comment, of course. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.